What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? So we're almost at the end of the regular season. So in this video, I'm going to go over my top surprises of the 2022 season. Let's go talk about it. Before I get started, if you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below so we can try and get to 27,000 subscribers by the end of the season. If you can, hit the like button, the bell button, the share button, hit all the buttons. Sponsoring today's video, we have SeatGeek. If you want to go to a game in the last couple of weeks of the season, use my code Hyde and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And also sponsoring today's video, we have Prize Picks. If you're sick and tired of playing against other people, try Prize Picks. You can play the over-unders, and if you use my code Ginger, you'll get a 100% deposit match. Starting off my list at number 10, I have Joey Meneses. What a fun story Joey Meneses has been this year. Yeah, the Nationals absolutely stink, but Joey Meneses absolutely came out of nowhere. This was a guy that was a journeyman minor leaguer for so long, was with the Braves, starting off his career with the Braves back in 2011, bouncing around different organizations, was actually with my Red Sox last year. He was with the Woo Sox, didn't do enough to earn a promotion, but this year, he has figured it out. Look at these numbers, hitting .324 over 170 at-bats with 9 homers, 23 RBIs. But look at the slash line, a .357 on base, a .547 slugging, a .904 OPS. My goodness, that is rock solid for a guy that's been in the minor leagues his entire career. And he's had a couple of highlight reel moments this year. Had a inside the park home run against the Marlins back, about 5 days ago now. Had a walk-off home run against the Oakland A's back on September 1st. This guy has been a great story. I'm excited to see what he could do next year. Let's see if he can keep it up. He's, 30 years old. Hey, he's definitely still got a lot left in him, but let's see if he's figured it out for his career. I think he could be a fun player to watch for next year, but definitely this year, absolutely a surprise. Coming in at number 9, I have Michael Wacha. Maybe a little bit of bias here being a Red Sox fan, but whatever. Michael Wacha has been awesome this year. My goodness, look at his numbers. Over 20 starts. He did miss some time with some shoulder fatigue, but during these 20 starts, 114 innings, a 2.61 ERA, a 3.52 FIP. Well, why is this surprising? Well, if you take a look at the numbers over the last few years, he has not really been able to do anything with his career. His last really good season was with the St. Louis Cardinals back in 2017. 5 years later, he has found that form again. He's bounced around with the Mets and the Rays, hasn't really been able to figure it out. But this year with the Red Sox, they have had the right formula. Yeah, his strikeouts are as low as ever, but they're working well behind him with the defense, and that's been the big key. They're doing a lot of shifts behind him. We'll have to see how well that works out next year with, the rule changes with the shift. But this year, it's definitely been working out. He's not walking a lot of guys. He's not giving up a lot of home runs. Now, the Red Sox, they just absolutely stink. But Michael Wacha has definitely been a bright spot with the Red Sox. I am intrigued considering, the rules with the shift changes. How are the Red Sox going to approach, maybe having Michael Wacha return on a contract next year? He's a free agent after this year. It'd be interesting to see because the shift has definitely helped him this year. But for this year, absolutely, considering what he has been able to do in the last couple of years, this is definitely a surprise. Coming in at number 8, I have Tyler Anderson. Staying on the pitching side of things, Tyler Anderson has been absolutely fantastic for the Dodgers this year. And great timing as well, considering the Dodgers, Max Scherzer went to the Mets. Trevor Bauer is gone for who knows how long. Walker Buehler has been hurt since June. They've had some injuries with this rotation, but Tyler Anderson has absolutely stepped up in a big way. Over 28 games, 26 starts, 167 2/3 innings, a 2.52 ERA, a 3.40 FIP. Taking a look at the Fangraph leaderboards, that is good enough for 18th overall in Fangraph WAR. He has a 15-4 record. I mean, these numbers are absolutely crazy considering what he's done in his career. He hasn't really done all that much. He's been more of like a 4th or 5th starter in a rotation. His best year was his rookie year back in 2016 with a 2.4 Fangraph WAR. The most innings he ever threw was back in 2018. I mean, what a great season he's having. It's definitely been the right formula. The Dodgers have completely figured this out. They're definitely using the shift behind him. It's just worked out with the Dodgers, a very analytical approach with Tyler Anderson. He's been a great story this year. Now, let's see how this goes in the playoffs. Can he keep up the big-time starts for the Dodgers when they're going to need it the most? But this year, absolutely, he's come out of nowhere with a great season. Definitely a surprise for me. At number 7, I have the Chicago White Sox. What the heck has happened with the Chicago White Sox? As of right now, they're 76-72, 5 games back of the Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central. No one saw the AL Central happening this way. I mean, what is going on here? The White Sox had a great team coming into this year. Good offense, good pitching, both in the rotation and in the bullpen. And Fangraphs, they had them easily winning the AL Central with a record of 89-73. I thought that could have even been higher. I thought maybe they were being a little conservative here. This is a good-looking team. And, you know, when you look at the numbers, they're not bad overall. They're 14th overall in offense. That offense has been better in the second half, but they were really sluggish in the first half. The starting pitching, same thing. 12th overall on the year, but not as good in the first half. You know, Dylan Cease was really good, but the whole rotation has been great in the second half. And the bullpen has been pretty solid for the whole year. A top 10 bullpen this year with a 4.6 Fangraph WAR, 9th overall. But this White Sox team, man, I don't know what is going on here. Tony La Russa making some questionable decisions. Has there been just no mojo in this clubhouse? I don't know what is going on here. This White Sox team, they are way more talented than this. And to see them 5 games back, you know, with what, a couple of weeks left, that is just crazy to me. I don't know. This White Sox team, you know, you could say it's a disappointment, but to me, this is just absolutely surprising what has happened with the Chicago White Sox. At number 6, I have the Cleveland Guardians. Let's just jump from the White Sox to the Guardians. That sounds like a nice segue if you ask me. What the heck is going on with the Cleveland Guardians? My goodness. Before the season started, I knew in my heart of hearts that this Guardians team would be hanging around the playoff picture. I didn't think they were going to win the division. I didn't think they would be really a serious contender for the division. I figured maybe more of a wild card spot, but my goodness, Cleveland, they're having a fantastic year. We just looked at these preseason projections on Fangraphs. They had them finishing with a 79-83 record. I completely disagreed with this at the time, but they have really found their way this year. They were really good coming out of the gates, and then they slowed down, and then they heated back up again, and they've been playing great baseball in the second half. Overall, when it comes to offense and defense, they are 12th overall in the second half. They're just getting some great play here. Jose Ramirez is always fantastic, but Andres Gimenez, I guess you could tie him in, you know, being a surprise because he has just been an all-around great player this year. A 5.4 Fangraph WAR. We've always known Andres Gimenez for his defense, but look what he's doing with the offense, hitting 297 with a 368 on base and a 472 slugging. That's pretty solid. A 140 WRC plus, 2.1 base running, 18 stolen bases. So he's getting it done with his legs as well. I mean, my goodness, Andres Gimenez, you know, yes, the defense is great, but he has just been all around a great player. Steven Kwan, that was my Rookie of the Year pick. Probably not going to win Rookie of the Year, but he's having a great year. Ahmed Rosario has been doing really well this year. I mean, Miles Straw has been like good, not offensively, but defensively, he's been pretty good. And he's giving you some speed as well. They're just getting production from different guys, and they're getting different kinds of production. And as well, if you take a look at the starting pitching as a whole is not amazing by any means, but Shane Bieber, him returning to his old form, he's having a great year. I feel like he's been pretty under the radar this year. He's got great numbers, 9 strikeouts per 9, under 2 walks per 9, under a home run per 9, 2.83 ERA. The FIP is right around the same. He's having a great season, so that's definitely helped. Tristan McKenzie has really stepped up in a big way. He's having great numbers this year, a 3 ERA, a FIP under 4. Cal Quantrill has been really solid, just giving you some innings there. They got stability in this rotation, but the bullpen has been just a very good bullpen this year for the Cleveland Guardians. Clase has just been absolutely fantastic. An ERA of 1.39 with 36 saves. They're getting a lot of guys stepping up in this bullpen. Trevor Stefan, Sam Hentges, De Los Santos, Karinchak has been great. Eli Morgan, he was really good in the first half. He's dipped a little in the second half, but overall, very good numbers from Eli Morgan. A great bullpen with the Cleveland Guardians, and just look at where they're at. I mean, who saw this? I mean, I like I said, I figured they would be around this picture at this point, more for a wild card spot. But man, give it up for Cleveland. They're definitely a surprise this year. At number 5, I have the Nationals trading Juan Soto to the Padres. I still look back on this trade, and it still blows my mind. I think it was the right move to make because the Nationals needed the prospects. They had one of the worst farms in baseball. They needed to revitalize that farm system, and they definitely got a great package. But my goodness, the Padres getting Juan Soto, I mean, they've been making all these trades left and right in the past few seasons, and my goodness, the fact that you got Juan Soto, 23 years old, a unicorn in this game, this guy is destined for great things, and the fact that you pulled off this kind of a trade, one of the biggest blockbusters in all of Major League history, just still blows my mind that they were able to pull this off. And it's definitely working out for them lately. They were still a little sluggish after the trade, but they have been picking it up lately. They've won 4 straight, 82 and 66 as of right now, with the second wild card spot. And hey, for San Diego, that offense, especially with Fernando Tatis Jr. out, and the fact that you're able to get a bat like that with Juan Soto, along with Josh Bell too. Imagine if they had Tatis Jr. at full strength. My goodness. But the Padres lineup is looking pretty good. They're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. And just looking back on this trade, this was approved by the best baseball trade simulator out there, baseballtradevalues.com. Definitely go check it out, especially with the offseason coming up. You're definitely going to want to plug in some trades here. But this was approved by the simulator. It was a bit of an overpay from the Nationals' point of view. Soto had a $165.6 million value. So either way, though, I think this was a great package for the Nationals to get back. I think you needed to pull this off if you were the Nationals, because, again, you did not have a farm. And the fact you got Abrams, Gore, Hassel, you got Susana, who has a lot of upside, you got James Wood. I mean, my goodness, this was definitely good for the Nationals. So I'll have to wait and see how they do in the next few seasons. But this definitely still blows my mind. It was a huge surprise this year. At number 4, I have Julio Rodriguez. My goodness, what a season Julio Rodriguez is having. He's wasting no time. He's going to be an absolute star. Look at these numbers. Through 127 games, he's hitting .277 with a .340 on base, a .499 slugging, 27 home runs, a .142 WRC plus. He also has 25 stolen bases this year, a 4.0 base running. This guy is doing it all. Julio Rodriguez, man, this guy, everyone knew this guy was going to be good. I didn't think he was going to be this good this fast. Now, I think a lot of people will say, oh, no, this isn't surprising at all. To me, it is, because when you look back at some really good rookie seasons in recent memory, go back 10 years ago, Mike Trout had the best rookie season in Fangraph history when it comes to Fangraph WAR, a 10.1 wins above replacement. He was just off the charts that year. My God, look at these numbers for Mike Trout. He had .326 that year, a .399 on base, a .564 slugging. He had 49 stolen bases and 30 home runs. I mean, I know we're talking about Julio Rodriguez here, but my goodness, those are amazing numbers. You had Aaron Judge back in 2017. You had Chris Bryant back in 2015. We've had a couple other ones as well. I think Corey Seager had a really good rookie season. Where is Corey Seager on here? Jose Abreu in 2014. Corey Seager back in 2016 was really solid. Julio Rodriguez, he actually ranks as of right now. We still have a little bit of time left, so he can definitely move up here a little bit. He's number 66 overall in Fangraph WAR when it comes to rookies. Julio Rodriguez, man, like I said, to me, this is a surprise. You just don't see it very often. And, we've even seen some top prospects come up, and, it takes them a little bit to get going. This guy just took to the big stage right away. He was in the finals in the home run derby. My God. But Julio Rodriguez, absolutely amazing. I'm excited to see what this kid is going to do for the rest of his career. But for me, he's definitely a surprise for 2022. At number 3, I have Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has been absolutely amazing this year. He absolutely deserves the American League MVP, not Shohei Ohtani. If you think Shohei Ohtani is the MVP, you can eat my shorts. Aaron Judge has been absolutely phenomenal. Look at these numbers. He's hitting .316 with a .419 on base, a .703 slugging, a .210 WRC plus. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but he has 60 home runs as well. That is absolutely incredible. Right now, Aaron Judge is second all-time in the American League, tied with Babe Ruth. I mean, how many people do you know that can say they're tied with Babe Ruth? You don't know anyone. Aaron Judge is the only one. Absolutely amazing year this year for Aaron Judge. Why is this a surprise for me? I mean, I think maybe some people out there would say this is not surprising. I mean, if you look back at his, rookie season in 2017, he had 52 home runs in his rookie season. But then he started having injuries. He was missing time over the next few years. And then last year, he was really good. He had 39 home runs. That's really solid. But, I mean, who saw this? Who saw him going after Roger Maris, especially with all the, contract talks this year? That can be a bit of a distraction, and he's going to be a free agent this year. I mean, this has to be one of the, I don't know, is this the greatest season in a walk year of all time? This guy is going to get absolutely paid. My goodness, Aaron Judge, absolutely amazing. As of right now, it is a 6-1 game. We are watching to see if Aaron Judge is going to tie Roger Maris tonight. But He's having a great season. To me, I think it's just the fact that you're chasing a record like this that has just stood the test of time. This was back in 1961. You know, according to my math, what is that, 61 years now? Aaron Judge, absolutely, this is definitely a surprise for me. He definitely deserves the MVP this year. At number 2, I have the Baltimore Orioles. Are you kidding me? The Baltimore Orioles right now are 76-71. They are actually going to get to 80 wins this year. Who saw that? I don't think anyone saw the Orioles winning 80 games this year. Fangraphs definitely did not. They had them topping out at 65, and they have already blown right through that. What a fun team the Baltimore Orioles have been this year. America's team this year. They were right in the picture for a wild card spot not too long ago. They're still in it, but they're probably not going to be able to get it done. 5 games back. But they were like a game out at one point. Baltimore has just been an extremely fun team this year, even with, you know, trading their closer, trading Trey Mancini, and they were still in the picture at that point, getting a lot of production from different players. Taking a look here, Adley Rutschman also getting the call this year. I think would be easily a candidate for Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for Julio Rodriguez, but this guy has been absolutely solid. He has just brought a lot of stability to this team from just such an important position at catcher as well. He's having a really good year, getting on base at a good amount. Cedric Mullins, he was a little sluggish there in the first half, but he's been picking it up in the second half. Jorge Mateo's been really solid. Anthony Santander is bringing a lot of power. Guys like Ramon Urias, Austin Hayes have been pretty solid. Ryan Mountcastle with 22 homers and 79 RBIs. So they're getting a lot of production here from different guys. And even the starting pitching has been really solid as well. You know, not amazing by any means, but they're getting innings. They're getting production. Dean Kramer's been really good this year. Jordan Lyles bringing a lot of innings this year. Austin Voth, Tyler Wells, Spencer Watkins, Kyle Bradish. You know, these guys, they're contributing, and they're getting innings from the starting pitching. But the stars of the show when it comes to the Orioles this year has been the bullpen. They've been a top 10 bullpen all year. As of right now, they rank 8th in Fangraph WAR. They were top 5 in the first half of the year. My goodness, this bullpen has just been absolutely fantastic. You know, I did mention they traded Jorge Lopez, but Felix Bautista, he stepped into the closer role, and he has been just as good. You've had guys like Brian Baker, Dylan Tate, Perez, Aiken. I mean, a lot of guys in this bullpen have been contributing. It's just been a fun team to watch for the Orioles this year. As a Red Sox fan, it cries myself to sleep that we're going to finish behind the Orioles in the standings and we're going to finish last. But the Orioles definitely deserve all the credit in the world. They were not supposed to be at this point. Give it up for the Orioles. Definitely a surprise this year. And at number 1, I have Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols has been awesome. I mean, my God, it has been just absolutely fun to watch. Look at the numbers Albert Pujols has this year. I know we're all focused on the home run chase going for 700, but look at the numbers here. A slash line of 261 with a 338 on base, a 514 slugging, a 139 WRC plus. I didn't even know if he was even going to get close to 20 home runs this year. I thought maybe 10, 15. I wasn't even sure what Pujols was going to do this year. I wasn't even sure if he was going to play this year. I thought maybe he was going to retire in the offseason. And here we are at 42 years old. Albert Pujols chasing down 700 home runs. As of right now, he's at 698. He's 2 away. Now, hey, I'm all for Albert Pujols sticking around and trying to pass Babe Ruth. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But Pujols has had a huge second half. The first half, you know, it's kind of just whatever. He was hitting 215 with 6 homers, 20 RBIs over 53 games. But the second half, he has just exploded. In 45 games, he's hitting 315 with 13 homers, 33 RBIs. He's just been, well, as his nickname goes, a machine. He has just been crazy. I mean, he should be able to get to 700. I hope he does. Hopefully he gets there. But my goodness, what a surprise this has been this year, considering we didn't even know if he was going to play this year at one point last offseason. I mean, remember last year, that's another reason too. Remember, he was cut by the Angels last year, and then he went to the Dodgers. And, you know, he was okay with the Dodgers. He was doing decently, you know, getting some pinch hits, coming up with some home runs late in games. He was way better with the Dodgers last year than he was with the Angels. But, you know, you're kind of thinking, like, what else does this guy have left? You know, maybe he can just ride off into the sunset. But, hey, good for him, man. He came back this year and he did what he needed to do. And look at that. 700 home runs right around the corner. I hope he can get to 700 home runs. What a surprise Albert Pujols has been this year. So that's my list of my top surprises this year. I know I have probably left some off, so let me know down below in the comments which surprises would you add to this list. Do you think any of these should be up higher, lower? Let me know what you think down below. But that's all I have for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.